Good afternoon, everybody. It's Jesse Moreno, VP with Home First Mortgage Bankers, business missionary with the American Dream Team. I'm sitting here with the world famous power real estate agent, top producing agent from the Excellence Empire, Sophia Cruz.
Hello, everybody. This is Sophia with Excellence Real Estate. Glad to be here, part of this team. Excited for what we got going on today.
Well, I wanted to get you in this office because I met you at an event, and then you reached out to me one day on social media. And from the moment I met you on, over the phone, it's been like family. You're very easy to talk to, down to earth, had some good laughs, talked some smack, and sometimes in this industry we forget to have fun. And with the way the market is right now, it can cause you to be very stressful. So I like the way you handle a lot of the situations that we came across, because we did have a deal that we just closed, and we got another couple more coming. But your proactiveness is something that I really took a liking to. So, but tell me a little bit more about yourself and what you like to do. Like, who is Sophia Cruz?
Who is Sophia Cruz?
Yeah.
Been hustling since I've been 12. I ain't gonna lie. Came from a Hispanic, we didn't have a lot of money. So, just been hustling since I was young, trying to make ends meet. I was a young mother. Had 2 daughters, very young. About to be a grandma.
Wow.
My daughter's pregnant with twins.
Wow,
yeah,
you don't look like a grandma.
Yep, I'm excited. So, I'm good for the new chapter that's coming. I think my kids have been my drive of just hard work and ethic, There
you go.
Back in my previous work history, I worked in retail. I was store manager for
what store?
For Walgreens.
Wow.
Yeah, 15 years. And then I was a community leader for 3, so I oversaw my store plus 4 stores.
Wow.
So have a lot of background in
leadership,
team development, just, profit and loss statements, business. And then plus my husband had his own contracting company for 12 years.
Nice.
So I have a lot of construction background, pulling permits, stuff like that. I got kind of thrown into it because it was just me and my husband running the business.
Right.
He'd be like, hey, I need this encroachment permit. Go pull it up. Like, what is that? I got to just go on a whim and act like I know what I'm doing.
Hey, sometimes we got to wing it. But guess what? That's how you learn.
It was. I learned a lot in that business.
Right.
So it was very good experience to go through all that. And just being a business owner in general. So I respect the hustle of, just business owners in general. A lot of people think it's easy running a business, but it's not. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
You're telling me we run a business now.
Yeah,
you are the business.
Exactly.
You're the walking business.
Exactly. So I think that kind of prepped me for being a realtor. And my dedication, my hustle, my commitment, just in general, just being able to execute things and follow up. And I take every single one of my files very personally.
Right.
Just making sure that my clients are taken care of, because I know what it is to be a homeowner.
There you go.
I know what it is to have lost a home.
Right.
So I understand everybody's circumstances, been there, done that kind of thing.
So when you work, you're working not only on talent, but experience.
Exactly.
Life experience, relationship experience. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I can relate to a lot of people's situations. So, I think that's what kind of gives me a lot of referrals from my previous clients, is just, being that type of person.
Right.
I'm very humble. Like, I just strive every day to do my best. You know?
And you know what? Hearing it in your voice, every time we talk, you speak with confidence and conviction. And I think a lot of agents, that's where they don't speak with confidence and conviction. I know, because that's important. And I know when I'm out there and I'm talking to somebody, if I go buy something that's out of my industry, I want to hear confidence and conviction, because I'm in the business of talking. Yeah. And if you don't sound confident, that's going to pretty much raise a red flag for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you said you worked at Walgreens for 15 years. So, wow, you know what? We have the same kind of background, because I worked for Best Buy for 10 years prior to the mortgage industry. I've been in the mortgage industry 20 years now. Yeah. And I no breaks, just straight pushing through. And like you said, you've been hustling since you were 12. I've been hustling since I was 10.
Yeah. Got me beat by 2 years.
Yeah, by 2 years. I was collecting cans.
Yeah.
I was out there riding my bike, collecting cans, now, back then you would be able to take the cans directly to the liquor store and get your money on the spot. Now it's all by weight, and they got to weigh it and all that stuff. So I would collect cans, and I know I would come home and my mom would say like, man, did you eat lunch? I already ate. Like, how'd you eat? Like, I just want to go collect some bottles and cans and turned it in for some change and bought a sandwich.
Yeah.
So nowadays, I think a lot of people in this generation don't understand the true meaning of hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean you're hustling people like talking, like trying to be a salesman to them.
Nope.
But it's just the
grind work ethic
and knowing how to make money and just to keep going and pushing. And then I had a paper route, and then when I was 13, I stood on a street corner selling flowers.
Yeah.
As soon as I got out of school, the van was there, and I would jump in the van, get my bucket. They'd take me to the street corner, and I would stay there till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell you my age, but I would stay there till 9 o'clock and make $20.
Yeah.
And then I'd come home. My mom would take 10.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn how to pay bills.
Yep.
You're going to learn how to be responsible.
Oh, I know.
So, yeah. And then I'd do my homework at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
So, I'm on you with
similar
that.
Background. I worked at a paper route too. That's funny. Yeah.
Wow.
My aunt had a paper route in San Diego.
Right.
And that's where I started working on my summers, my breaks. Like, I'd go make money for my own clothes or whatever I got to do. Because my mom was, paycheck to paycheck. We're on welfare for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, we had a rough upbringing, but, I think that instills like character in you,
right?
And you decide what you want to do with your life.
Absolutely.
Like, you decide what you want to accept, what you don't want to accept. And when I had my daughters, I knew that I wanted to do better,
right?
So it drives you,
right?
And I appreciate actually going through all that. I tell my mom all the time, like, thankfully we did go through that, because I don't know if I would be the person I am today,
right?
And so I definitely get my hustle from my mom, though. That's for sure.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah, and my grandfather and everybody else, but. Just about that business,
Yeah, and so I was in the retail electronics industry for 14 or 15 years, and that's how I met my business partner, my buddy, my boy, Ralph. I've known him for 30 years, and we were in the retail business. We went from Best Buy to Circuit City to Staples. No, excuse me, Best Buy, Staples, Circuit City. And then I got recruited to do mortgages, and I was like, I don't know how to do mortgages. This young girl came in, and she's like, you're in the wrong business. Yeah. And so she told me, you need to be in the mortgage industry. And I was like, I don't know nothing about mortgages. So Black Friday, back in the day, people would trample on you just to get a good sale. I had 14 years of that, and I was done. Yeah. I got to work one night at 3 a.m, left at midnight the next day, and only got paid for 8 hours. So for me, I was like, this is it. I'm not doing it no more. And I called her up, and she's like, yeah, Jesse, I remember you. So she had my number locked in her cell phone.
Yeah.
You're hired. I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean I'm hired? And she's like, yeah, you're hired. I said, like, at my level at that time as a general manager, I was like, no, I needed an offer letter. Like, that's not the way you do it, And she's like, okay, I'll get your offer letter. And then I got my offer letter, and that was it. She threw me to the wolves. Said, here you go. Here's your list of leads. This is what you got to do. And here I am. Yeah. So 20 years later, here I am.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I kind of was in the same. I only got into real estate actually from my grandfather. My grandfather didn't know a lick of English. This man would invest in the properties.
Right.
Buy properties. And one time when I was like 14 years old, my grandpa tells me, hey, Sophia, I need you to come with me and read over these documents because they're all in English.
Oh, shoot.
And so that's how I got exposed to, just real estate contracts in general. And so I started reviewing it, and like I would Google the words because I wouldn't know some of the lengthy terms that are in the contract. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I would go and like Google it, and I'd be like, okay, Grandpa, it's like it's a good contract, And he would sign it, and we would go on to the next, and he would buy and sell, and that's how I got into like the interest of real estate.
Right.
Was from my grandfather. Never did I ever
good old technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't speak Spanish, so I think I can order food and I can probably curse you out,
get by,
and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So that's where my phone comes in. Or my boy Ralph, I'll be hitting like, what do they say? What do they say? You know? And but I love Mexican food though, so that's my favorite. But in regards to the real estate industry, talk to me about what you do to get your business. What you're seeing out there in the real estate industry, what's not happening, what you think's going to happen. What are you seeing out there?
So most of my business comes from referrals, and anybody I talk to in my network and I meet on a daily basis, I always give out my card, always letting them know I'm a realtor. My family, I always tell them, hey, promote me,
Right.
And so I get along with people very well, So I'm always talking, and I think because like you said, I back up my word, So when I'm talking with people and then I understand their situation, the only thing we can do is just try.
That's it.
If it doesn't work out, at least we tried, whatever situation they're in.
Of course.
And I think that's what kind of gets my clientele up. In regards to marketing, like, I do still do door hangers. I go walk neighborhoods. Like,
you don't forget the basic
the old school way. Yeah.
Right.
The startup. I remember when I first started with Excellence and Amato handed me a whole stack of door hangers. He's like, Sophia, we got to get back to the basics. All right.
And he's old school.
Oh, so, yeah. And it does work. I got a couple leads off of that, So it just, you have to have a variety of things to try. Right. Every day is a new day.
Right.
And there's nothing bad in any way you try to market.
You're only as good as your last day.
Yeah. And as many people as you touch.
Right.
So I just feel like that's kind of put me where I'm at today. And I've been blessed to have work every year, even through the triumphs of economy or whatever. I've always had work, and I'm blessed for that. But, in general, I just think that real estate, a lot of people that have jumped into real estate, new agents or whoever, I think they just have the misinterpretation of a realtor. Like, I think they just think like sellers are going to fall from the sky. I don't know. Right. But, a lot of it's hard work. A lot of it's hard work, grinding, every day you got to be out there promoting yourself, trying to get new avenues of contacts.
Right.
Amato's been working with me on, getting some leads and just cold calling. I mean, nothing, it's always something. Every day you could try something, and I think that just works. So, I mean, for agents that are out there that are looking to increase their marketing, I think that's a good avenue to take. It's just get up and do something today.
And you're a top producing agent, because I do see the post that he puts up, of the, who's, top producing, all that stuff. So I see you up there. Where do you see the mortgage industry heading to right now? Like, where do you see house prices going? What do you do when someone says, you know what, Sophia, I want to wait? Like, what is your answer to that?
Yeah.
What do you see what's going on?
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially from mutual friends, family members, people that have been on the sideline waiting for the houses to drop. I mean, I have some people that have been telling me that for 2 years. And I'm like, wow. And then, now it's the shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
I should have bought when it was, 4.25. I should have bought when it was 3.25. Like,
you're still waiting.
And you're still waiting on the sidelines. Right. I just feel like it's always a good time to buy.
Right.
If you're renting, you're not putting no equity into your pocket.
Right.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, when is a good time?
Right.
When you're renting, you're buying is always a good time. You're investing into yourself,
right.
And if you're able to pay a rent, like you said, yesterday, you should be paying a mortgage,
right.
Because that's pretty much what the mortgages are running now.
You
Rent's so high.
And you can pay it. Yeah. And we got a loan for you.
Exactly. And it does take sacrifice. I get it, to get a down payment together, closing costs, all that stuff. But there's a lot of programs that people don't know that there's available.
Right.
So reaching out to an agent, reaching out to a lender like yourself, that you'll get that information. But I just feel like sometimes people just need that, extra push, or, hey, there is a program available. Why don't you try? It just doesn't hurt in trying, you know? That's your first step, because
all they can say is no, right?
Exactly. You need to know where to start,
right? Exactly.
So yeah, I think the market, hopefully, that what's been going around, with what the government's doing and everything else, and inflation, the interest rates drop, hopefully coming soon, and I don't think the housing market's going to drop, because that's going to bring in a whole another avenue of buyers that are going to be qualified.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to take us back to 2 years ago when, we're having a line of people,
oh my God,
to show a house.
There was a lot of one offer after another offer, just stacking on top of each other. It was almost like, pick the number, and if we call your number, you're the winner.
Yeah, it was like a lottery.
Right.
Like if you were the lucky one to be picked by the seller, you won the lotto. Because it was that many people like trying to put offers into one home.
Right.
And I think that sweet spot of the middle class average income is going to be what's selling right now. You know, so, and it's going to just bring that much more people into the game.
Right. And like, now that you're, it took you a while to get to the level you're at. So what advice would you give any agents that are coming into the market, any agents that feel like, man, I bet, this is not working for me? Because a lot of agents came in during COVID when people were making a lot of money. Yeah. And they were order takers. So because they were order takers, they don't know now how to go back to basics. So going back to basics is important, especially if you, like you and myself, have been in this industry for a long time. You just got to roll with the punches. So what would you give any new agent coming into the industry right now advice, or even what they need to do to up their game?
I think just being open-minded, open to constructive feedback is key. I learned that at a young age. That's why I was able to grow so far up in management that I did. I never took nothing personally. If your group of network people, or just in general your broker, tells you, hey, this is what you need to pick up on, or this is what I suggest, some people get like, oh, I'm self-employed, I know what I'm doing. But you can't be like that. Like there's someone always above you that knows more. Right. So be open-minded to that constructive feedback, listen to other agents. Right. No information is bad information. At the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason.
Of course.
And that's to help families get into homes. Right.
Right.
So it doesn't matter at the end of the day, like what steps you take. But I just feel like if you take constructive feedback and you put the hard work in, you'll get results.
There you go. Yeah. It's plain and simple, right?
Yeah.
So now, what did you think about the loan program that we used and the services that we gave from Home First? What did you think?
Awesome program. Yeah. It opened up a whole nother game for people who want to do purchases that, especially with your 20% down program, and that people that have the funds but just don't have like the blank slate of a turnkey loan application. You know what I mean? And it definitely helped my clients to purchase properties that they want to get into that they probably wouldn't have been able to qualify otherwise. Right. And they had the money, they have the money, they did the work, they did the savings, they did the sacrifice, and they got results.
There you go.
And with your loan program. And I'm very grateful that you brought that to my attention, and I'm able to
prove income clients, the ones that think, man, I don't make enough income. What am I going to do?
Exactly.
Here's Jesse.
Yep.
Here's Home First.
Yeah, to save the day.
That's it. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm glad that you experienced a good experience with us. I'm glad that the client got to get his keys, and and he's actually looking for another property. Yes. And the same paperwork that we used for the last transaction, it's going to go to this transaction, so it's going to be that much easier.
Yes.
So, that's it. So, what else do you have to say, Sophia, in closing? Do you have anything else to say?
Nothing. Just get out there, work hard, and call Jesse for your loans.
There you go.
We'll get them closed.
We'll get them closed. And for all your real estate needs, Sophia Cruz, Empire Excellence, world famous Sophia Cruz. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content that we have. Subscribe. Don't forget, I'm Jesse Moreno, VP with Home First Mortgage Bankers, business missionary with the American Dream Team.
And Sophia with Excellence Real Estate.
There you go. Everybody have a good evening, good day, and see you soon.